Hey coin collectors, it's DC, and today we're going to look at the 1986 Jefferson 5 cents coin from the United States of America. We see Jefferson here. In front of him it says, "In God We Trust." In back of him it says, "Liberty." There is a star there, and let's take a good look at it. It's not a dot, it's a star there between the Liberty and the 1986. And then down here we have a P for the Philadelphia Mint. Now, one of these 1986 P nickels sold for $4,000 on eBay, and that is the only MS-67 full steps version from 1986. There's also been two 1986D full steps versions found. They're only selling for about $500, $400 to $500. So what's the difference? Well, if you have the one and only, that's where you get the big money. Let's look at what would make this a really valuable coin. There's an F and an S here. That's for Felix Schlag, who was the original engraver of this coin. This is a 64, and you see, sometimes people look at these coins before 1965 and they try to find the F and the S on them to determine how good condition they're in, and you will not find one. No FSs before 1965. The FS down here came afterwards. All right, let's turn it over and talk about this full steps thing. It says E Pluribus Unum at the top, says United States of America at the bottom. In the center, there's this building called Monticello, and it says 5 cents underneath it. Monticello, the home mansion, I guess you could call it, of Thomas Jefferson, the writer, like physical writer of the Declaration of Independence. If you look at Monticello, there is this kind of buffer that you see right in the front here. It goes from there to there. That's where the steps would be. And you see that it's made of actual nickel. That's why we call it a nickel. This is in good shape. Still no steps on here at all. Why wouldn't the 1986 full steps version have steps? Well, the trick is that they made about $1 billion between the two of these, and the steps on the dies wear out very, very quickly. After you get a certain number of them done, there just aren't any anymore. PCGS says there's 1,000 full steps versions out there, but they're not all MS-67, which means not only would it be a full steps, but everything else would be perfect. Let's look at the back of this Denver Mint coin and see if we can see any steps on that one. Not even close. Well, what do the steps look like? Well, if we look to the San Francisco Mint version of the coin, and of course if you want the San Francisco Mint version of the coin, you're going to have to get the United States proof set, and you see it's in this hard plastic, and there it is, the San Francisco, and you can really see the star in here. That's a funny S, huh? Big old 5 looking S. There's a star there, and you see that they actually sandblasted almost on here, and look at that, how Jefferson pops out, how the FS pops out, the letters pop out. This is almost how good you'd have to have the coin, other than when you get a regular circulating coin, they don't do this different buffing on the Jefferson. So Jefferson will be, or not quite as shiny as this, but they won't be buffed up. So what do the full steps look like on the back? Well, let's take a look. I'm going to put it a little sideways because it's easier to do it. All right, there we go. That's what the steps look like. So see how you can actually count the steps down? This is a very, very good version. Unfortunately, they don't really value the full steps as much when you have a proof set because they know it's never been worn down and it's actually been struck with a different die. So it's much cleaner here. So you see, you take it in 3 sections, and you see, can you see the step going across all the way across for each and every one? And in this one, you really can. That's what you need to do and to find on a 1986P, and you can see why any kind of wear at all or any kind of rubbing against another coin could mess those steps up. The same thing, Monticello's kind of pops off because that's kind of buffed at a different level. But this coin here, the San Francisco Mint version, is worth $3 to $5. If you can get one of these coins here in an MS-65, each of these would be worth, say, $3 to $5. Probably a good 5. In some cases, these coins would be worth more than the mint set version if they're in the same shape, because these ones kind of get out into the world and collectors value those a little bit more than they do the ones that have been in plastic all their lives. Even though this is a beautiful coin, it's not a circulating coin. It never got out and went through a bank or anybody's hands. All right, well, how many did they make? 536 million of the Philly, and there's one Full Steps MS-67. They made 1 million Denver. There are two MS-67 Full Steps version, and they made 3 million of these United States proof sets. So these are nice, and they're in, I don't know, let's take a look at them. You see, when you get the proof set, you get the half, you get the penny. That's a beautiful penny. You get the dime, and you get the quarter. They all have the S's on them, so that's how you know they came from San Francisco and they came in a United States proof set. All right, so that's all we have. We have the P, the D, and the S, and we would love to have you subscribe to the DC Coin Will Coin channel and look for the 1986s out there, and hopefully you'll be able to flip one over, especially when it's been sitting in your family's coin jar. You'll be able to flip one over and find a Full Steps version, and that will make you thousands of dollars.